are currently on a shuttle, the Okimoro. This shuttle is, it's just come out of drift travel. It's sort of a quick, and you can hear this sort of spatio-temporal displacement. And you feel that the shuttle judders just a little bit as it jumps out of the drift and finds itself in open space. You and several other passengers are all headed to Absalom Station. In fact, you can see it in the distance through the various hyperglass windows. You can see that the station looms in the foreground. You can see it looks like a six-pointed star, but kind of asymmetrical. And you're seeing it from a slight upward angle, so you can tell it's got the arms out. There is a sort of a ring structure around what looks like a big dome, and that dome is clear. It's this big sort of almost like you ever play the board game. Trouble. It's like the Pop-O-Matic bubble, right?
Okay, cool.
But inside that bubble is probably the greenest parks you've ever seen, and these towering skyscrapers of beautiful design. It looks like a paradise in that place. And then the rest of Absalom Station looks very industrial, very functional, right? And as the Okimoro is coming in, you hear a voice come over the speaker system.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming into Absalom Station right now. I would advise you to remain seated during the docking procedure. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to access the information kiosk at the docking bay. I will have Absalom Station landing control transmit the proper docking bay that we'll be landing in. As soon as I know something, I'm going to let you folks know, but each of the docking bays at Absalom Station are secured and equipped with a kiosk that will help you navigate if you are new to the station. If you're not new, well, welcome back.
And so, sitting in the shuttle, the Okimoro, we have a number of people. Who do we see in the seats? So, Rachel, we'll start with you. What does your character look like?
Okay.
And what is he or she doing right now?
You can't really tell the difference between male and female Yosoki very well. But,
well, they still identify as...
That's true. But she is just wearing like a mechanic's, jumpsuit type thing. Very, very, functional dress. And, she's about 3.5 feet tall. About average size for Yosoki. She's got black fur and, yellow eyes and looks like a rat person for the most part. Little white spot right in the middle of her nose, which you might think is cute, but she'd prefer you didn't mention it. Her name's Twitch.
And what is Twitch doing right now? Sitting there in the Okimoro. What is she doing to sort of pass the time as she's coming into Absalom Station?
Probably just kind of like looking around the other passengers and waiting because I've decided that she lives on Epsilon 5 because she's a biotechnician. It makes sense that she'd want to be in like the middle of all the.
So you live on Absalom Station.
Yeah.
So you're returning. Right?
Yeah, she's
Sounds
returning,
good.
so she's just kind of just waiting to get off and go home, basically.
Okay, that's good. Now, as you're looking around, you are taking a look at the inside of this sort of plastisteel passenger carriage of the shuttle, the Okimoro. You spy. You don't know how you didn't notice this when you boarded, but sitting directly across from you is a bear.
Rawr.
Gee, what does Pulah Mahr look like?
I look like a panda bear, so white, black ears, black.
Fantastic.
Yep. I wear this traditional, a mix of like kimono and Chinese like high collar, kind of like a vest.
Mm-hmm.
And I take probably like not 2 seats, but 2 rows of seats.
Sure. Yeah.
And I am like face, nose, and front paws to the glass like window, and I'm looking at the the station,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like mumbling words. Oh, they must have some bamboo there. Oh yeah.
Somebody get the spray bottle.
So from what you're saying, you've never been here before. This is your first
Probably
time.
no. Yeah.
Okay.
It's visiting.
So you're ready to hit the station
Oh,
and
yeah. There's
find all the stalls that sell all the best food.
Yep.
Sounds good. So you see this polar bear
Panda bear?
Panda bear face against the glass, fogging up the hyperglass, staring at the Absalom station as it grows larger and larger in view as you begin to come in for docking.
What's the likelihood I would have ever seen a bear before?
Pretty small, actually.
Okay.
I mean, you're able to look at this creature and say, okay, well, this is obviously an animal.
Sure.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a sentient one. It's a creature like me.
Like,
so
yeah.
I'm not going to be immediately rude to it.
Right, yeah. No, I just wondered if I'd ever
But
seen...
uplifted bears, in terms of Absalom Station and StarFinder universe and everything like that, they're kind of rare. So
Okay, cool.
it is unique for you to see them.
To be fair, he could also just bite you in half. Another reason not to be rude.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be rude to him anyway, but I wondered if I'd ever seen a uplifted bear before.
Sitting just behind Pulah is another Yosoki. Zack, can you describe what your character looks like?
So we are in a chair. You see that we just be very, very fidgety. Eyes are darting around, blinking a lot, just muttering to ourselves. Dress is very nondescript. That's kind of intentionally not to draw attention to ourselves. To an outside observer, it just look like our eyes are darting around and muttering. We're actually just, okay, could escape this way, and this is a weakness in the system,
Right.
and could escape this way, and this is a weakness
Doing
in
an
the
analysis
system.
of the shuttle, trying to see what your entry and exit routes are.
Yes,
The Navy SEAL thing.
and just muttering to ourselves the whole time, fidgeting, not really sitting still at all.
Okay.
Yosoki aren't really known to sitting still, I don't think.
I mean, no, they're energetic creatures. They're not. It's not impossible for them to have patience and stillness, but it's not
not
really
like
built in.
hardwired
You know what I mean? It's
in
not
You gotta work
hardwired.
at it.
So as your eyes are darting around Tish, you notice that there is a what looks like a cat person or something like that. You notice that having seen the panda bear creature on the way into the shuttle when you were initially boarding, you find it unusual that there are a lot of, for lack of a better word, animal folk on this trip. Usually, the shuttles that come to and from Absalom Station carry a lot of the more human-looking sort of races. And you notice that, sure enough, there's this cat lady.
Man.
Catman.
He's a cat man.
You see this Catman sitting behind your fellow Yosoki across the way. Stephen, will you describe what Silverkit looks like?
Silverkit has like a dark tan fur color. Name clearly came from the fact that there are 2 streaks of silver fur going from the corner of the eyes down to the jawline. Otherwise is wearing what looks like the equivalent of like combat dress for when you're outside of combat, military dress when you're outside of combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like utilities.
Yeah, and very much so seems kind of patched together. Even offhand, you'd be like, that's probably like a guerrilla faction or some rebel faction
okay.
fighter of sorts. Otherwise, about like 7'1", like a
Ooh.
really having trouble finding a comfortable position in
Yeah,
the seat.
You find that most of the seats on the Okimoro are meant for sort of like human beings, right? They're They're expecting like somewhere between 5 and maybe 6.5.
Maybe pushing that 6.5.
Yeah.
So we both have like our feet swinging because we're so short.
Yep.
And you two are like,
Yeah, you should have either like
Knees are up.
you either want to pee or you got a butt like me.
But outside of that, red eye color and has black dread hair with silver streaks dyed into it.
Mhm.
cool.
Nice.
So, Silverkit, what are you doing at this moment on the, despite being cramped on the Okamura?
Currently has the medical kit out and just like going through supplies and reorganizing, and every now and again you'll notice kind of tosses something off either to the side or the floor, or if the seat next to him is open, onto that.
Mhm.
Just kind of organizing some things out.
So as you are thumbing through your medical kit, taking vial and piece after piece and sort of slowly reorganizing your kit, you notice that there is someone looking at you. Specifically, a Lashunta woman is looking at you from in front of about a sort of diagonal ways towards the front of the craft, around the edge of the seat. Robert, what does Karelle look like?
Alright, she has very flamboyant clothes, like ancient pirate clothes.
Right, so she's leaning into that.
Yeah, she
stuff.
leans into it.
Okay.
She has like stark white hair and black skin, with the antennae, and she has a mote of light just kind of orbiting around her head. And she may be looking back at you, then looking at her book, which if you could read the title, it says Dialectic of Enlightenment. And
Literal and.
Dialectic of Enlightenment, and she just keeps muttering and grunting about the culture industry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a jaunty pirate hat?
She has a bandana.
Like,
An eye
Cool.
patch.
Got it.
An eye patch.
Yeah.
like I'm having problems not imagining you as a female version of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Now,
The book is upside down.
Silverkit, you see this strangely dressed Lashunta sort of periodically looking over the seat at you and at the book, and you find that you've been around before. You know, like this is not your first, bit of space
rodeo.
travel, so to speak, right? But even you don't. You're looking at the clothing and the just general look of this creature, and you're like, I don't know what this is. I know this is something, but I don't know what this is.
Yo-ho.
Yeah.
Now, Karelle, as you are thumbing through pages, you see that directly across the aisle from you is a... Maria, what race is your character?
Half elf.
Half-elf. You see a half-elf woman sitting just across from you in the aisle. Maria, will you describe what your character looks like?
Okay, so she is 5'7". She's got a pretty lithe build. She's wearing one of the Kasatha microcord things, which is like,
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, I really like the
That's
look.
a really
It reminds
pretty
me of like
drawing.
Warframe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sort of
Bodysuit.
tech bodysuit.
Bodysuit
thing.
with the like.
That's what I'm wearing, but
Didn't go to the
it's
top?
It's,
basically
it's under your
Yeah.
It's your coffee.
I mean, but you made it.
The highlights on there are like a blue, like a sapphire blue, and then she's got tan skin, and her hair is it's like the haircut I had a while back where the sides are shaved and the top is kind of short.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
the top is longer, like maybe about the length it is now, but the sides are shaved.
Sure. Yeah.
Indigo, and then she's got these green eyes.
Whatever they have on.
So
Now,
pretty colorful for a half elf.
Is this character? If you're looking at this character, is she more elven than human, or human than elven? Like, where does she fall on that sort of heritage, spectrum?
Soft.
I'd say she leans a little more on the elven side.
Looks a little more elven than human.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
got the it's real easy to see the pointy ears because she's got the sides shaved. I did pick out
Sure.
a name for her.
Good. I would like to know that name.
So her first name is Persephone.
Like the Greek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she goes by Seth. And then her last name is Pavo.
Pavo.
Yeah, it's the. I was looking up the names of constellations, and it's a constellation named after a peacock,
Nice.
That's
which kind of
awesome.
inspired the coloration.
That's
Half
cool.
elf. And you are, what's your class again? Mystic. That's right.
Mystic.
Thank you.
That's really cool flavor.
I like naming sci-fi characters after constellations.
So Stephen's character is male.
Got this.
Robert's character is female.
Sorry.
So is Rachel's. Zach is a male.
Yes, but he always refers to himself as we. It's kind of a thing in his head, just because.
Sure. Yeah.
Yosoki tend to
It's like
do that.
Gollum.
That would, yeah,
Maria's character is
like,
female, and G's character is
Soki liked to take
male.
things apart, and for him,
Sure.
he kind of developed
Up
in
to
his
you.
head that when he's taking apart a system or a thing, there's something that he thinks is talking to him in his head, so he just thinks that he's a we. It's not a gender neutral thing. He really thinks there are multiple people in his head.
Fantastic.
So the lot of you sort of taking a look at this six-pointed star station beginning to grow in the view in front of you, and also getting a look at your fellow passengers. You see a green-skinned Vesk in what looks like combat armor sitting in the back. He still has his traditional weapon. Clearly does not have that checked into the cargo. He's carrying that with him personally. It's actually leaned over his shoulder and against the back of the seat. It's a traditional Vesk weapon whose name I don't remember, but it's a thing with like 3 laser shits coming out of the top
Shits.
of the.
Fantastic.
God, I'm batting 1,000 here.
Crap and lasers all.
You see that fellow. You see there is a pair of Shirin in the left-hand sort of column of the Okamura. They are. It seems as if they are leaning into each other and away and moving. It seems that they are having an active conversation, but you don't hear any sound. In fact, you don't even see their sort of mandibles moving or chittering in any way. You see their sort of facial antennae moving and squirming slightly, but their actual mouth isn't making any sounds.
They're bugged out.
Well, don't they talk telepathically too?
I don't know. Do they? Do you know that?
Aesthetically, these are the things you were, right?
In the previous
In
game?
the previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a decent population of that race here on Epsilon 5, right?
Absalom Station.
Epsilon Station.
Yeah. Have you
So-
interacted with anyone?
Probably I'm a biotechnician.
Make a culture check.
The thing.
You can't just know a
There you
thing.
go. Nope.
Never.
Not in Pathfinder-ish games.
Can I make that check?
Yeah, if you want to,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't.
Haha! No. Never mind.
Do you have a rank in culture? Because you
I'm-
can't make it
See, I
untrained.
didn't take a rank in culture.
Okay.
I'm drooling.
I just grew up here.
I
Kind of
love,
assumed
I love
knew
those
some
times.
things.
Even that thing you're really skilled at, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at culture.
is it trained?
You don't normally interact with Shirin very much, but you know that they're capable of speech.
Yeah. Okay. It's
Well,
gonna be one of
Does
those
being a
games.
class skill count as
Cool.
having it trained? Is that how that works?
No,
No.
you have to have a rank in it.
You have to have a rank in it.
Okay, I do have a rank in it. And it's a D20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you add your modifier just like normal.
It's a 20.
Nat
So 25.
So
Good.
25 for that culture check. Very good.
20. Full Pandaren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot better than the image in my head. I was thinking like Kung Fu Panda Jack Black.
So
It's close.
you know
close.
enough about the Shirin, these bug people with these giant eyes with compound lenses and these sort of mandible-like mouths. You know that Shirin normally like to speak telepathically. because they find it easier. It is it's kind of a much more elegant form of communicating, and it also prevents like humanoid species with sort of traditional mouths and things like that from getting basically creeped out by the movement of the mandibles and everything like that, the noise of actually making their physical language. And you know that generally speaking, they like to confine making physical speech to like people that they're intimate with in some way, right? You know, like dear friends, family, that sort of thing. Otherwise, they generally talk using their limited telepathy, much like Lashunta.
They're speaking, or they're communicating like openly, or that's just like they're trying to hide it, kind of.
It looks like that they're just having a conversation, but you can't hear it. In the same way that if I did this with Stephen, right? It seems like we're having a conversation, but I'm not saying anything. Not that I want to
Sorry.
talk to you.
No.
Right.
It's like, you know, a video game when you're 2 feet away from the NPCs.
They idle.
Or like
You see
the
them
all
nodding.
the background characters in like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. So, you hear a voice come over the speaker system of the Okimoro.
I just got word from Absalom Station Docking. We'll be putting into Docking Bay 94. Make sure that you have any personal effects secured, and we will begin the onboarding process in a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Can I ask them, or one of them that looks more active, so to say, in the gestures telepathically? So, what's the best place to eat here around?
You see that...
And as I'm doing that, I'm just turning my head
Looking at
towards
them,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see one of... And then you see that Sharon respond in your head as well. Oh, my, I'm sorry. I was deep in conversation with my friend. What did you say again?
Food. Eat food.
You see the Sharon sort of nods and looks at his friend. Yes, we do.
What's the best place to eat around there? Where we...
You mean the station?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there are... you'll find in the ring itself, or in any of the arms, there's a number of very nice sort of street stalls that will sell all manner of delicious, well-scented meats. I presume that's what you wanted.
Nah.
Well, what are you interested in then? Was that? I'm sorry. He looks to his friend. Was that racist? You are a. What do they call you? Your people? A bear?
A boar.
Yeah, bear. Or.
You're a
Yes.
BR, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Don't. I'm sorry. I'm probably digging myself a hole here.
No, that's okay. I will say, I'm happy to, like, I want to say it with respect, but I don't know how to do it, like, with the telepathic, you know, like, I want to say, like, I respect the, higher, like, more respectful way of communication, as they understand and agree, I assume, to that. So yeah, I would say, yeah, thank you for the, yes, I can eat that too. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your wonderful conversation.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. We were just passing the time as we were coming into the loading dock. We were talking about what's that? He turns to his friend. What's the name of that? What's the name of that ship that came in? And you hear the other Sharon's voice inside your head. The Acraeon. Yes, the Acraeon. Yes. Did you hear about what happened?
No, will you share?
Oh, yes, of course. We saw it on one of the news vids just the other day. Apparently, this ship called the Acraeon had come in.
Called the Crayon?
Called the Acraeon.
Crayon, like
Acreon.
Oh, a crayon. So, a one.
This ship
The giant crayon.
came into Absalom Station towing what looked like a large, what did the humans call it? An asteroid.
Asteroid.
A huge asteroid connected to it. And it came into Absalom Station, and apparently the docking control people, they were trying to communicate with this ship, trying to tell them, okay, you need to go into Bay 94, for instance, and settle in, because of protocols. And the ship would not respond. And apparently, after they proceeded this sort of manual docking, they discovered that there was no one on board.
Oh, that's fascinating.
I was completely empty.
Interesting.
Yes, it's quite a mystery going
And
on.
this was on the news yesterday, you said?
It was a few days ago.
This is
Yeah.
interesting. I've never heard about that. It's just a coincidence. It's weird.
We just find it's just remarkable to us that we've never heard of that sort of thing happening before. Usually, if something happens to a ship, there's at least a body or two inside. But this was just completely empty and clean. It's the strangest thing. They're obviously they're going to be investigating it. They've cordoned off the Acraeon and the asteroid itself.
Do
And
you
they're
know how big was the asteroid in compared to the ship?
Oh, it was honestly about the size of the ship itself.
Did they say on the news what they did with the asteroid? Did they launch it back to the space or just left
No,
it
I
on the
believe that's
station?
still in the relevant docking bay. I don't remember the number. They mentioned it on the news feed. That place is locked up pretty tightly by the authorities.
I would assume so.
I imagine it's still there.
Sounds like a shifty situation there. So, eating stools, you said, with meat. They're around.
Stalls, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Little places where there's like a counter and
Yes.
you can go up and purchase these
Marvelous.
things. Yes.
That's my target.
If you make your way from the docking bay into the arms towards the center of the station, before you even reach the ring, there will be all manner of accommodations and food and entertainment, just whatever you might be looking for. This is your first time.
Yeah,
here,
oh
so
yeah. I start actively drooling, just trying to wipe it off. Oh yes.
You
yes.
see the two Sharon kind of look at each other awkwardly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I share the same look awkwardly.
Well, I'm sure that you will enjoy your time at
I'm sure I will.
Well, it was nice. It was nice meeting you.
Is he still across from me?
Pulah.
Yes.
You can call me Pulah if we ever meet again, I guess.
Kiran. And sort of holds out a hand, like in a gesture.
I lift my paw like kind of a gesture. Yeah.
Well, if we see you again, we'll be sure to let you know about any delicious food stalls that we might stop by. Of course.
So he's talking with him telepathically, and I just see him stop to randomly drool.
Oh no, 10L is one bulk.
Whoa, buddy! Hey, you okay? Do you want tissue? Hey! And I'll like toss a handkerchief to you. You do that a lot? Hello?
Periodically.
You okay?
Yeah. I was just talking about the food.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
In my head, I talk.
Yeah.
People in
No,
my head.
that's fine. I assume that a guy like you probably needs a lot of food. I mean, like a lot of food.
I'm actually on
Not
a
to be
diet.
rude or anything.
Oh no, you're.
Okay, cool.
I look at my belly and I'm like, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So, do you?
Who are you, little folk?
Little folk. Well, I guess you. You're pretty. I mean, you're pretty big. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw anything as big as you. Right. I'm Twitch. Hi, nice to meet you. And I'll hold up my hand and they go.
No, we do it like this.
I can't.
No,
I
you
can't
just
even
hold.
get in
You
that
just hold
hemisphere.
it. No, you just hold it.
Oh.
Like a wave, but without waving. Just hold it.
It's just like.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yep.
I just say hi, usually, or hello, or howdy. No, not howdy. That doesn't sound right.
Yep. Wonderful.
So do you know where you're gonna eat? No offense, I haven't seen many of.
I've been told to just like walk around and see whatever and smell whatever looks and
Sure.
smells better.
No, it's just that I'm from here, and I wasn't sure you'd ever actually been here before. Because no offense, I don't think I've ever seen any bears around here before. So is this your first time to Epsilon Station?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's good to see around?
Well, it depends what you want to see.
I've never been here, so I don't know what to see.
Well, I mean, like, I like robots and biomechanical stuff. So, like,
yeah, that's
what
wonderful. What's about food?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think you want to see the same kind of things that I want to see. So do you want like to
something flashy, and to eat something flashy?
You want to eat something flashy, like a neon sign kind of flashy?
Yeah.
Like I guess it's kind of fibrous, but I wouldn't suggest it. Do you eat like? I mean, I hope you don't eat small creatures.
Yeah, I do.
You feel the Okimura shuttle judder a little bit, and you hear, as you can see, that you're now entering the foremost arm that is coming out of this six-pointed star, heading into a large docking bay, and you're passing through this, essentially this sort of membrane, and you can, as you're pushing through, there's this sort of like equalizing sound, and you begin to set down in this large docking bay with this stencil 94 there. You see an info booth. And the ship begins to settle down, and you hear various sort of mechanisms locking into place, and you hear that same voice over the intercom.
All right, we are here docked in Bay 94. We'd like to welcome you again to Epsilon Station, and you may begin disembarking at your leisure. Thank you again for flying the Okimura.
All right. Well, hey, it was nice to talk to you.
No. Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? No. We're going to find food, and you will show me the best one, right?
Well, I just need you to know that they frown upon you eating other people.
No, I don't.
And
well,
actual creatures.
they have to cook it first, so I need to
Yeah. Hey, do you like curry? Let's go get some curry. I can get you some curry.
Sounds great, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Vegetarian curry. Yep, that sounds right. Cool. Let's go.
Veggie? I don't. That's a weird word.
So, what are the rest of you?
I've
Sorry,
kind of
Yosoki
quickly
talked a
put
lot,
the
so-
medical kit away, heading to the back where where we stowed some of our gear. There'll be that moment where it's like a quick glance over at
What's
the
your character's
Vesk.
name? Tish?
Since technically
We are Tish.
my home planet was a part of their empire before they joined. And there's very clearly like that eye dagger moment with him before then
Robert, what's your character's name?
hurriedly moving to the
Karelle.
back and collecting the rest of my gear.
A.
Relle.
I can give you what I got recorded.
Oh,
here.
thanks.
So, Twitch and Pulah are making their way down the center aisle with some difficulty. Pulah, you're kind of squeezing in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like
Sides.
scampering behind him. The fastest I've ever disembarked from here.
Silverkit, after exchanging that tense glance with the Vesk in the back, you're making your way down the aisle. What about Karelle? Karelle is towards the front already.
Yeah. Well, she puts her book away. She didn't stow anything, so she just kind of swaggers on off the ship.
Okay, sounds good. What about Tish?
I am at a distance, kind of following the other Yosoki
Yosoki?
that I see, because
Okay.
I don't really have a specific, I'm here to do a thing. I'm more here because this is where everybody is, which means this is where there are things to steal.
Okay, sounds good.
Makes sense.
And Seth,
What was the question? Sorry. I was
what
writing
are you
it
doing
down.
right now that
Oh.
the shuttle has landed?
Okay. Well,
You see this massive panda bear with a Yosoki rat folk creature skittering after it, moving down and getting down the sort of the loading ramp.
would they have required me to check my my weapons?
Yes.
Okay. So I would be grabbing my battle gloves and my laser pistol.
Okay, so you meet with essentially the customs officer, who then checks in with the cargo and then makes a record of these items and transfers them to you.
I'm a little unclear. Is it just the one battle glove or is it a pair?
It's a pair.
Okay.
Unless you only have one hand.
But you still get a pair. You just don't have a use for the other one.
If it's
Well, no, 'cause
one,
it's
do
different.
you get like left or right? Do you choose left or right?
No, it's just random. You just get a random.
Oh,
You just roll a
man.
dice.
Yeah. You put a credit stick into one of those things. You twist the handle. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
ball comes out.
Gachapon weaponry.
Yeah, it's a gotcha.
That's awesome.
So, a lot of you pour out into Docking Bay 94. The place is brightly lit and abuzz with activity. You see all manner of beings sort of bustling by. Some already disembarking other ships that have sort of come into adjacent docking bays, and some actually boarding and ready to leave. You see star pilots, brash and swaggering, other Yosoki skittering around, making sure that the undercarriage of these various shuttles and ships are well kept. You see some hard-faced asteroid miners in their dingy overalls making their way through, imposing Vesk mercenaries. It's a big sort of microcosm of life in the Pact Worlds. You see some ground crews are tending to the dock ships. You see some dock workers in these mechanized cargo robot lifters, essentially moving heavy crates to and fro. There's this tang of ozone in the air. It's sharp. It's probably due to all the electrical discharges from the ships and everything and the actual docking bay machinery. But underneath that, the air has this kind of slightly used smell to it. The plates beneath your feet as you step out of the Okimoro onto the docking bay are thrumming, they're vibrating. But it's hard to tell whether or not it's from the ship as it's powering down, from the massive movement of people inside the docking bay and into Absalom Station, or if it's the station's power conduits sort of churning electrical power underneath your feet.
Do you believe? Do life have to love?
Oh, sure, yeah.
That tremble.
I don't, but...
No,
So, a lot of you, if you'll put your miniatures, you are right here behind this caution tape.
So as we're walking,
I don't think I got one.
I want to just briefly
You
ask.
were a
Half elf.
half-elf.
Do you have anything?
I have like a human-esque miniature. If you
It'll
want to
probably
use
be
that.
closer than what I've got right now.
No question.
If I knew we were using minis, I would have brought my
She might
the
have.
minis that I got for Christmas like last year. That I've never
I'm
used.
gonna be a bear.
I would have brought more of my sci-fi
I
stuff.
got
Something
I'm an elf.
Elf adjacent.
Mhm.
The race is on.
Yeah.
Because I've got this. This is like
Sure.
the human Pathfinder. Right.
Ooh, that is a nice paint job.
I'll go with that one. Thanks, Robert. No, I can't reach.
We still need to get one of those little board things.
Oh, the
Shuffleboard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shuffleboard pusher. So
It'd
useful.
be like Patton or Rom.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like the disparity.
Right?
All
So-
over the board.
So a lot of you have come down, and you are taking a look at this thrumming, bustling life before you. You all remember that about a week beforehand, before making your way to Absalom Station for your various reasons, you had received a curious electronic message to your comm units. It was a sort of an email, if you will, that described a job opportunity for you and your very specific skill sets, each addressed sort of individually to you, describing an organization on Absalom Station called the StarFinder Society. Now, you know enough about life in the Pactroids to know about the StarFinder Society, at least a little bit. You know that they are a group of explorers and researchers. Essentially, it's their job to go out into the great unknown and make it known, and to try to make sense of the history and myth of the universe and try to stitch together the gap. Right. Try to make sense of what had happened. Apparently, this person who had contacted you, he listed himself as Duravor Creel, says he was a representative of the StarFinder Society and was inquiring whether or not you would like to join the society with offers of, sort of money and status and everything like that, yes, as official seekers. And if you would meet him at Absalom Station, if you were interested, he would have a job lined up for you almost immediately.
I'm sure I deleted that it's spam.
Sure, yeah. There's still spam, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did he
In this time.
Go away.
give us a place? Or just
They promised me
Absalom
goods,
Station?
money, and famous. Then
He
glory,
mentioned
and,
that
it must be spam.
if you were interested, you were supposed to come to the Lore Spire complex. The Lore Spire complex being a sort of campus in the ring section of Absalom Station, so closer towards the central point.
Okay, well, I'll go to the info station and try to find out where this place is.
Okay. So you make your way to the info station. Make a computers check for it.
So, Jason, do you have the book for
Nope.
that tells me what dream prophets are again?
Okay. Do you want to make a culture check?
I can't do that either.
Do you want to do like anything?
Raw intelligence.
I mean, do you really have to do a computer check to
To push a
use
button
the
for
health
info.
system?
You don't have to, but it depends on what information you're going to get back, right?
I just want to know where this place is so I can get to it.
Okay.
It should have
If,
like
if
a
you
little
just want
map.
the address, then that's fine.
Oh, is that actually the
Should
link?
have like a little map feature that says you are here. This is here.
Well, I mean, Google doesn't exist, so there isn't a great search engine. You're using Dogpile.
They
I'm
never
sorry.
invented. Ask Jeeves is still being used.
God.
So
Steven got it pulled up, sorry.
you pull up this this essentially wide view of Absalom Station, and you see that currently you're in the southern arm, and it looks like if you make your way forward into the ring area, and you see a cluster of buildings with sort of this central spire inside the ring section. That looks like it gives you a sort of a picture of the place. It describes it as the Lore Spire complex. It apparently houses a lot of different organizations and businesses, but the StarFinder Society is listed among them. And you have immediately an address and what looks like a waypoint that you're able to follow.
Okay, so I'll go try to get to there.
Okay, sounds good. What about the rest of you? What are you doing here?
Do the classic, heft the weapon a little bit, look around. Seeing that Vesk has me on edge, so
Sure.
I just mostly want to just kind of keep an eye out.
I'm very loudly will ask my new mouse friend about.
I'm a rat. They're different. Mice have... What do you want?
Have you heard about this this abandoned ship that boarded and landed here with a huge asteroid? It was on the news 2 days ago.
No, I was working a job on a different...
It sounds scary, like a very scary story. Like they didn't find any bodies on the ship or on the asteroid, and they for some reason kept it. And
Well,
I say
mean-
that out loud enough
Sure.
so everyone can hear that.
There's a little bit of, because there's so many people and there's this din of noise and everything. So you're obviously speaking very loudly to cut above that din.
It's
That-
not intentionally. It's
that
just
bear
like.
roar.
You're just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you heard about this?
That's how bears talk.
That's why I try to speak.
I will...
Telepathic.
Telepathically, yeah.
So here, if we turn this way, and I'll try to point you in the right direction. this is the curry place, and you want to get the red curry is the best kind. And then I actually have to go. I'm going to take mine to go because I have to go down to the lower
Hey. You show me the place, and I'll pay for food for both of us. I appreciate the help.
Oh, okay. But then I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
After we eat, yeah.
No, I mean, like, once I have my food, I'm gonna go.
I'm sure they sell food to go, too. If you, like...
Yeah, they do.
I insist.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is great.
Just watching this comedy of errors
Yeah.
occurring in front of
This
me.
this conversation is happening loudly and in front of everyone. So.
I mean, he's loud. I'm not so loud.
Well, you have to match volume to go above the
I mean,
din
I
and
suppose
make
that's
yourself
true.
heard.
Especially because he's, like 4 feet above you.
4 feet taller than me.
4.
Karelle.
Jeez.
So you get the address to the Lore Spire complex. You realize that it's going to be about probably a half an hour's journey into the center of the station. You're probably going to want to arrange for a shuttle or something like that, or like a sort of a maglev thing to sort of take you there quickly instead of walking the whole way. And as you make your way outside of Docking Bay 94, as you're pushing through the various people that are moving about, you bump into this figure. You see that this figure, there's a brief sort of noise, and he falls directly onto his backside, still just inside the docking bay. You see that it is a dwarven man, tall and lanky for a dwarf, but still with those sort of dwarvish features. A bristly iron gray beard, deep-set eyes, bushy eyebrows. Wearing patched and stained coveralls. But you notice that pinned on those overalls is what looks like a badge. And that badge, looking sort of like a compass rose, is the same insignia that you noticed when you pulled up the Lore Spire complex and saw the entry about the StarFinder Society. You see him just barely clutching, trying to keep a data pad in his hands, and he looks up. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. And he gets up and dusts off and dusts himself
Easy
off.
there, friend. You be just who I'm looking for, I think.
He looks at you and then looks at his data pad and looks back at you. You're a Karelle, is that right?
I be Karelle.
Fantastic. Great. I'm Duravor Creel. I sent you the message.
Yes.
Now, are you interested in joining the StarFinder Society?
Sounds good.
Fantastic. I see that's, well, it looks like the other candidates there. That's actually good that I arrived. I was not sure if if the Okimura was going to dock in 92 or 94. I had to quickly rush in. Okay, let's see. I tell you what, why don't the two of us, we'll head back towards the disembarking area, and we'll get everybody together, and we'll go towards the Lore Spire complex as a group. I'll give you a tour and everything.
Yeah, and in my head I'm just going, God damn it.
Is it possible to have a negative on a skill?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just want
Yeah.
As Duravor Creel gestures for you to please after you, and you begin making your way back towards the disembarking area, and suddenly you hear what sounds like a laser blast, and then another as laser fire essentially fills the room. You whip around, and you see that there are bolts of hot laser plasma energy shooting across the docking bay. You see that Duravor Creel is now face first on the ground.
Aww.
And you see that what looks like there's a head there, an arm there from behind various crates are firing weapons straight across both sides of the docking bay. The place erupts in chaos as the various civilians and workers are all running away or milling about, trying not to get shot, trying to take cover. The place has gone nuts.
Alright, I get my weapon in my hand, because the motor light just
Right,
turns
turns
into
into
a
a weapon.
Turns into a staff. And I kind of check Dorel.
Duravor is so make a perception check. Or you
Oh,
can
God.
you can make a medicine check if you like.
I don't think I can do that either.
You can do neither of these things.
Everybody can make a perception
That's
check.
Yeah, but I'm at a -1.
You might still do a good job.
14.
So 14. So you're able to, because he's face down, you're not able to get a good look at like his visage, what was his reaction or whatever. You can tell obviously that he's not breathing. And you see what looks like the telltale signs of what look like laser cauterization in his neck.
Ooh.
Your best guess is that he took one of these stray blasts or something straight through the neck, and he's a goner. But you don't know that for sure.
Alright, well, I try to drag him back to the others then.
Before we do that, let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
You
Roll a
roll
d20.
Roll a d20
And?
and add your initiative modifier.
What
Which
is
will
it?
likely just be your
It's in the back
dexterity
of your-
bonus.
Yeah,
Flip that over.
mm-hmm.
Unless you took improved initiative,
Mhm.
it's your dex mod.
See, that's
I've got a +4 and I didn't even take that.
Okay, so just dex.
I should have taken that and have the
yeah.
ridiculous dex
Yeah,
bonus.
Hey.
Oh, 28.
Damn.
Whoa.
With a natural 20.
fantastic.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
I think you're going first.
Hope so. It fits the character. Rebel fighter, always prepared.
Yeah.
Hide me, little mouse.
You're asking the impossible.
And I kind of like duck down.
This
I'm a mechanic. You don't want to hide behind me.
So you can build something, right?
You're a literal goddamn bear tank.
Well,
I could
Big
I could
words.
ride you around like a bipedal horse, and you
whoa. Like,
I'm not
let's-
going to because that's
excuse me.
weird. We just met.
Like,
But
yeah, let's.
like I can't hide you. I'm
A
3.5
little
feet tall.
Uh-huh.
If you want to hide, I suggest you go behind the counter. And even then,
What are you saying?
you're really large and,
Yeah.
And in
tall
charge.
he's a big boy.
Marge.
and loud.
Okay, so let's get our initiatives. So,
28.
Silverkit got a 28. What about Twitch?
15. Seems like absolute shit next to.
What about Tish
16.
and Karelle?
A respectable 18.
18.
Very respectable.
Pulah,
11.
Seth,
5.
Oh, I thought it was going less. That's nice.
Bad rolls happen.
Okay. We're rolling for buddies
Rather be
here.
on initiative than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
True.
Okay.
We've had the days when it was on everything else.
So you see, coming out from behind various crates and barrels, taking up firing positions, you see these, what look like, they're all humanoid, they're all humans specifically, and they're all firing their weaponry at each other, and the crossfire is beginning to interfere with civilians. You see some of them ducking around, taking shots in the legs, and are having to crawl their way out. The place is chaos. So you see here,
Maybe I misunderstood. Are there two groups fighting each other, or there's one
it
group?
seems like there's two groups
Okay.
fighting each other. That's your initial read. If you want to get a better handle on the situation, you can make a perception check. Right.
How about culture? Fine, I'll do perception.
Well, it'll have to be on your turn.
Oh, okay.
So
Not just
stuff
like
up.
actual read. Okay.
I'll have to make
So
that.
it may take your action to do so. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I hate those.
I mean, often information is sometimes more valuable than damage, but
I'm sorry. Do you need me to move that?
Just need that square.
Okay.
There we go. There. Then you see others here, here, here. Okay,
Where am I?
you
Right over
here.
there.
So, let's see. Silverkit, you're up first. So you see this laser fire erupt. You see what looks like that strangely dressed Lashunta from the shuttle making her way back towards you. You see the person behind the dwarven-looking person fall directly down, and she looks at him briefly, and the place just sort of erupts in danger.
I think we're gonna double move. Try to get over there and check on him. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So spend the full round just low to the ground, hustling over there.
So you are crouching down, trying to avoid the laser fire that is shooting across the docking bay, making your way over to Durivor.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Somebody got shot. I got to check.
Okay, Karelle.
Alright. So it's free action to talk, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, can you help him?
Help me get him to cover.
Got it. So, go back.
I'll just like a quick gesture towards the crates nearby.
Like here.
Yeah, anything nearby would work.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to drag him. So, is that just something I can do, or is that an athletics check?
That needs to be an athletics check.
Which is unfortunate because I'm wearing armor.
Well, that's what you get for using armor.
Try and keep yourself alive. Jeez.
How
That's-
dare you
that's
try to survive?
So since we're in combat, you have one standard action, one move action, and one swift action, which is like
Yeah.
changing your weapon grip, dropping prone, blah, blah, blah. Or, instead of all that, you can take one full action, like a charge, for instance. If you would like to sacrifice your standard action and take another move, like Silverkit just did, or another swift action, you can do that. If you would like to sacrifice your move and make a swift action, you can do that.
So I got 12 on my athletics.
Okay, so luckily, Durivor Creel being kind of a dwarven man of average weight, but tall and kind of lanky, you find that you're able to get a pretty decent purchase on his arms and can drag him a little bit. Let's see, what is your strength score?
14.
14. Okay, so your modifier is what, plus
2.
2? Yeah, that's right. So where are you dragging him?
I guess we're dragging him over here.
Okay,
Towards crate cover.
so you grab a hold of Durivor's arms and basically drag him just behind those crates there.
And, oh yeah, I'm attuned towards Photon, because that happens as free action on
Sure.
my turn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I say to the guy on the other side of the crate, what's going on here?
Excuse me, sir.
He's firing, and then he sees the you dragging this guy, and as soon as he sees you, he ducks behind the crate. He hears you saying, "What what's going on here?" And you hear him shout, "Just get out of the way!"
Yeah, asshole, like I'm not doing that.
So next we have that was your end of your turn. So Tish,
So, what is the distance these reach? 5 feet?
you had 5 feet.
So most people can move 6 or double move 12.
One thing to note about diagonal movement: if you want to move diagonally, let me know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a big deal. It's just
Yeah, it's just halves your speed.
It's the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
half
it's
your
like-
speed.
so. Like this is 5, but then if you it's like
Yeah.
7.5, 7.5. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
510, 510.
We're going to
It's
move
the radio.
here.
Okay.
And crouch behind.
Take cover behind those boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Given that I'm pretty sure the boxes are probably taller than I am.
Oh yes, these are average sized crates, and they're considerably taller than you are.
So I think
Absolutely.
I can hide here pretty well.
full cover.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly that's regular cover for you. No. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
Can I use
You just moved. So you
so I
have
can
your...
use perception to see kind of the
Yeah, if
gist
you'd
of-
like to make a perception
Yeah,
check
yeah,
to
yeah.
check out
I'd like
what's
to do
going
that.
on, to get a better handle on things.
Let's see that. And 19.
19. Okay. So you get, as you duck behind this crate, you get a good sort of survey of what's going on in Docking Bay 94. You see what looks like, it looks like to your left, there are 4 figures. They're all dressed in sort of their own clothing. It doesn't look like there's like a uniform or any kind of like regalia or anything like that. They all look to just be sort of random people. You can see that they're all generally firing towards the right. You see that there's a group of 4 on the right-hand side doing the same, generally firing towards the left.
Okay. And so there's no uniform, it just seems like...
They look like these people on the left-hand side look like your average sort of
Your average
spacer
hero,
citizens, right? These folk on the right look a little... You would categorize them as looking a little rougher. They look a little more like
My kind of folk.
mercenaries, almost. or punks in like a street gang. They've got that kind of sort of vibe to them.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't do anything, wouldn't say anything, and just... Not my business.
Twitch.
So has the middle space cleared out? Like, are most people in relative safely right now?
They are,
Right now?
diving here and there, running around. You don't have to worry about them.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm behind, like, cover right now.
Let's be clear.
I'm in cover already because there's a giant panda bear in front of me.
I'm like crouched to you, kind of like hide me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're 7 goddamn feet tall, and I'm like 3 feet tall, so it'd be like Silverkit. Only worse because you're like much whiter than I assume your character is.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what do we got going on? Cover would be good. Not movable cover would be good.
So, speaking as a free action, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna ask you, like, what is this? Does it happen like often?
I mean, sometimes, but
So
and I'll
that's
look at
normal?
You do know that it's not unusual for there
Yeah.
to be like. It's unusual for it to happen here.
yeah.
So,
Do you want me to roll a perception to see if I notice anything that notates who either of these groups belong to?
please. If you're taking a good look at these.
I
Folk.
am. Perception.
With these violent folk.
20, not natural.
Okay. So it looks like you can tell that these groups look to be of. Where are you? You're right here.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like peeking over
You take a look over to the right-hand section, and you see this figure taking up a firing position and shooting a barrage of laser blasts towards the sort of northwestern section. And you see that this guy is wearing just basically a vest, right, and no shirt. And you see that you're able to pick out on the inside of this character's wrist is what looks like it's a tattoo of some kind. And it looks like, it's hard to tell from this distance, but it looks like a crown, maybe?
Okay. Do I know what that means?
You'd have to make a culture check to figure that out.
I grew up here and I have no access to any of the information that would be helpful.
I mean, that is a game. If you were a rich person, you probably really would.
I
Sure,
heard
but
about
that's cool.
culture.
So they're probably a gang of some sort. Sometimes it happens here, but not usually like here. Normally like at a lower ring or somewhere else that in Epsilon that's not here specifically. We have to.
So what do we do? Do we call police or like what's the drill here?
I'm pretty sure that the police probably already know. But if you want to make a phone call, then you're welcome to.
Yeah, let me get to the info booth.
I will just.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Where am I?
I mean,
can't-
really, who's going to shoot a
Really?
bear in the middle of
the
this
biggest
firefight?
target.
Yeah, that's the one you don't want to hit, though. You don't want to anger the
That's
bear.
true. That's true.
So this is a crate too.
Those are crates.
I see you like eyeing those crates. I'm like, I can toss you there.
I got it. I'm just gonna use Jet Dash because I can. It allows me to jump double without like a check.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40. So I'm just gonna.
Well, no, that would be difficult terrain, right? Because you're climbing over the box.
It just
Right,
doubles
but
the
be-
movement distance, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just double my movement distance.
As long as
I'm
you can,
already
as long as you
50.
can make another 10, 20
Well,
feet.
don't, hold on. I have Moxie too.
I thought you were trying to hide. You know there's someone there with a gun. Maybe you didn't see him.
Oh,
I'll just hide on this side. How about that?
Sure, that's fine.
'Cause
So
that's-
you're going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Yeah, I totally
But you're
didn't see
using
him
your-
because of my glass there.
But you're using your
I'll use my cover.
ability. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take cover. So you see Pulah, your rat folk friend, your Yosoki friend, dash and jump off to the side and take cover behind
I mean, I'll pull
a
out
series
my
of crates.
weapon too, just to be on the safe
Weapon armed, apparently.
Whoa! I mean, roar!
And you would apparently see a second rat folk as well. Because that's the thing.
There's more than one of you.
His mind is expanding every day.
So I need everybody right now to roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy.
A d6.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6.
3.
4.
4.
4?
4's a good one.
Right now we only have 3s and 4s, Maria.
We have a statistically improbable spread of numbers so far.
How improbable.
Problem.
Well, the odds of 3
Two.
people rolling the same number is
Okay.
1 out of 216.
So you see the various assailants, essentially, continue to exchange laser fire. You see a couple of near misses. What looks like one of them gets winged in the shoulder behind that crate, but otherwise the barrage of laser fire continues. Pulah, it's your turn.
So, my new friend said something about the gangs and stuff, and I watched some HoloNet videos.
Sure, yeah.
So I would like to get that wonderful culture check to see if I heard or seen anything about the different gangs of around the place where I arrived.
Sure, yeah, make a culture check.
Come on. Really? 15.
15. Okay, that's still respectable, though. 15. So, in preparing to go to Absalom Station, you saw a couple of the various, like, holovids about the place and about, like, specifically about, like, the seedier aspects, like the cool stuff, you know, they don't tell you on the on the tourism video, right? You know that connected to the bottom of this six-pointed star that is Absalom Station is essentially a piece of architecture called the spike. And it is literally that, sort of a spike going straight down. If you're looking at Absalom Station, here's the dome, and then the ring, and then the spike goes straight down. And you know that the spike is essentially where the poor and the disenfranchised and the criminal underbelly sort of trickles down into, right? These lower levels of the spike. And you've heard all manner of gangs operate in there, sometimes with impunity. You know about the Six-Tip Gang. You know about the Level 21 crew. You also know that there is a particularly brutal gang that's involved in torture and kidnapping and sometimes actual species trafficking called the Downside Kings.
How aware am I about, like, not getting around the gangs? Like, is it like you don't want to mess with them at all? Or it's like, you can, have fun if you find a good place?
Since the holovids that you watched were about sort of like the seedier side, like the dangerous stuff, you know that those gangs that were mentioned in the holovid are not to be trifled with.
Okay.
They are actively dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered that Pavo in Spanish means turkey.
Hey!
Well then, I'm gonna like get low and not on like
All
crawl,
fours, yeah.
not on all fours, but I'm gonna like raise my hands up and I'm gonna slowly walk towards the info booth.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use all my movement to get there.
Okay, sounds good. You want to do like the diagonal thing, or
Operation, please don't shoot me.
Well, let's go.
5?
Actually, let's go right here.
Okay.
Behind this
15.
thing from these guys.
20?
Yeah. That's
25?
fine.
There you go.
Well, let's do here.
Okay,
That's fine.
sounds good.
I'm like, it must be misunderstanding or something. I'm sure it's all clear.
He will be the first to die.
Seth, it's actually your turn now, unless you wanted to do anything else.
I mean, my culture, I assumed it was an action, right?
No, technically that's like just a thing you can do.
Oh.
So like if you wanted to crouch behind the thing or whatever.
That's part of the movement action.
Oh,
It's already
okay.
done, so yeah.
No, I'm gonna be. Can I hold an action here?
Yeah, you can like ready an action if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna like. If someone dares to say anything to me or shoot anything in my general direction, I will react in doing something back.
Okay, so you're waiting for something either like aggressive activity to come towards you.
me.
Yeah. Okay.
If someone tries, I will. Respond.
So that's your trigger, and you're gonna like try to fight them, or like...
Yeah, I'll just use whatever cantrip of
Okay, sounds good. All right.
energy ray.
Okay, Sif.
What's the range on detect thoughts?
On what?
Detect thoughts.
Detect
30 or
thoughts.
60 feet? Let's see
So,
if
good
it's on
question.
the internet.
That'd be terrifying. You shoot a bear. Not only is he a bear, but he shoots a ray of
Spells.
energy at you immediately.
Detect
Mystic spells.
thoughts.
The race is on.
Mistakes that I thought I would
We'll
make.
probably get there first.
It's taking his time.
If you're looking at the spell list, it doesn't tell you.
Detect
There you
thoughts.
go.
60
60
feet
feet.
range.
Okay.
Exact same time.
Alright.
So, oh,
What, 12 squares? Right?
Does that do that diagonals count as?
Don't for spell effects. Don't worry about the diagonals because that's just movement. Like,
So yeah, I can get that from here.
well in
okay,
range.
so you move up a little bit. You try to detect thoughts on this guy.
Yeah, he's the closest one. Just to see if I can figure out what's going on.
First round, detect the presence or absence of thoughts from conscious creatures that have intelligence scores at least 1 or higher. So first round of concentration, you'll be able to tell, are they capable of thought? I mean,
Wow.
Really?
it could be a robot.
You have to keep sort of concentrating to get like.
Yep. Third
Deeper.
round, you get or surface thoughts of any mind in that area. A target has to make a will save if they want to prevent their mind being read.
That provides if it's providing they know about it.
Yep.
Oh, I tried to
Second
do this once and really
round.
messed it up.
What's it actually do? Number
So
of thinking minds and intelligence score.
you
modifier
reach out
scores.
with your mind, and you can tell that this guy who is firing this laser across the docking bay, he's not under any kind of like mind control or anything. He's clearly a sapient creature.
Okay.
He's clearly trying to accomplish some kind of goal. It's not a robot or a cyborg or like it's not something to sort of look like a human. That's a genuine grade A
Genuine
human.
article.
Yes.
Okay. I'm feeling like I probably should have done something else, but because I only get 2 spells per day.
Information's good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I keep concentrating, I can get a decent amount out of it.
Yeah, if he lives.
You hit round 3, you can probably figure out. And
What
I think
he
you
ate
can.
for breakfast?
Well, no, like
Okay.
what they're thinking about at the moment. You can hold it up to a minute, and it's a cone emanating shape. So I think you can even move while you're doing it.
If it's a cone, then can I move up farther and potentially get these guys too?
You could conceivably. You only move
Oh.
5 feet.
Sure, let's do that.
Hustle over there and figure out what one side is thinking.
That spell just got significantly more awesome.
5, 6, 7, 8. So actually, I might be within range
5.
right now.
Okay.
Is there anything like cover there? Or?
Well, you're using a spell, Detect Thoughts, so it doesn't really... Oh, you're talking about right in front of you?
Yeah, for me.
You'd have to get behind these sort of hexagonal barrels, but other than that, this is just empty. This is open space.
You
Not
can
really
also just drop to the ground, and that'll give you some defense. I
Yeah,
think.
you could go prone if you like.
Mhm.
That's a swift action. You don't have to worry about it. You can just drop prone.
There are no leaves with water to mess with your sci-fi signal.
I think I'll stay standing for now.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't see any reason for them to attack me. They seem pretty honed in on each other.
Sure.
Until we roll the wrong number on a d6.
Silverkit, you're back up.
Robert, if you could please move me over to our dwarven friend.
Sounds good.
Swift action, pulling from med pack what is it? A med patch to try to just do some quick first aid. See if I can take care of what's going on here. This is where things get interesting. So, I've got the medical expert feat,
Mm-hmm.
which can be used to take care of.
Deadly wounds.
Yeah.
So you can use a full action.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you used your swift action already.
Yeah, to draw that. So first, I guess I'm going to do a quick little bit of triage. Figure out, is he still alive?
Give me a
Is
medicine
this
check.
worth doing?
Give me a medicine check.
Not bad. 20. Not natural.
20. Okay. So you take a look at the body. As you were dragging Duravor's body, Karelle, did you manipulate the body in any way other than sort of dragging it? Did you flip it over? Did you prop it up against anything? Okay, so just straight down. So you are able to get your next to the body here. You raise it up slightly to just kind of get a look at the general condition of the body. And sure enough, you see what looks like about a baseball-sized hole going cleanly through the neck with cauterization around the edge, clearly a laser blast, going cleanly out the neck. It looks like this. It looks like Duravor died like on impact. As soon as
From
that wound
shock.
happened, he's dead. Yeah.
I'm going to look over to you. We've got a murder.
Good way to die.
Oh,
Figure out who. Make him pay.
okay.
Oh, what?
I mean, it's up to you if you want.
Yeah.
Or not.
Okay.
He's just a person, not a cop.
You don't know that.
Maybe.
Definitely not.
Are you a
a cop.
secret cop?
I mean, he's dressed
You have
in
to tell
like
us if you're a secret cop.
like a
Like the military.
like a
Yeah.
military guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Well, military in the sense of like rebel. Like
oh, I see.
Like a guerrilla fighter.
things are kind of patched together. It's clearly not a uniform.
Anything
There's
else
probably
on
some
your
camo strip.
turns?
I
Okay.
moved, used an action, and a swift. No, I'm good.
Technically, making a skill check is not a...
Oh.
Yes.
I guess I'll buy down that action to draw my two-hander.
Okay.
The
Get your weapon
boomer
out.
rifle.
Sure,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
Sonic Vista.
Karelle.
Alright. Is it a free action to telepathically communicate with this guy? Because that's just something I can do.
It falls under, like, combat talk, so, I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so in his head,
Okay.
I say to him, "You tell me what's going on, or so help me, I'll boil your brain in your skull."
Doing an intimidation check.
Yeah, it's respectable. 12.
12. Okay. Our fellow here is going to make a will save. Try to resist that. Okay. So as soon as you begin sort of communicating telepathically to this person's mind, you hear from behind the crate, "Ah, la, 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 la." And he is basically like, you can hear essentially him trying to drown out your voice inside his head. He begins like firing up towards the ceiling, trying to create more noise and input.
I think it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, in its own way, yeah.
Okay. I gotta attack somebody. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Has anybody mentioned that those are probably the bad guys?
I don't know, they both seem pretty bad.
Yeah, they both seem sketchy.
Nobody's noticed anything about these guys.
A little bit, but I wouldn't have said anything because this is not my business.
No, yeah.
Technically, it is an action to use a skill. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Oh.
So you did your thing. You move? Did you move yet?
No, I
You can
didn't
still move. Great. Cool.
Alright, that's it. You die.
So you rush over there towards this guy. As you see him with one hand on his ear and the other hand firing a laser into the ceiling of this docking
At the
bay.
other ear to try to drown out your voice.
Probably the most American thing
Oh,
I've seen today.
Oh, you can't take an attack of opportunity. He's got a ranged weapon.
I mean, he can always punch you, but
He could punch you.
He could.
But he's too busy going la
Too
la
busy.
la
Yeah,
la
he's
la.
too busy trying to drown out the
Is that his
message. and
reaction?
shit. Yeah, he would be using a reaction to try to punch you, but he's too busy like blah 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 his head up. Let's see here. Tish, it's actually your turn now.
Alright, so we are going to... So I've identified the bear as someone who generally is a non-threatening entity, it seems. And there's another rat
Somehow.
person.
I can't verify that.
No, just from my perception, from our perception. So what we'll do is we're going to... Okay.
move over to the info booth.
Everybody's
So-
just converging on the info booth.
We
We're
need
gonna prep it.
information.
It's
Yeah, we're gonna
highlighted so well on the map.
rep an action, and mostly
wonder
what
what's
I'm
in there.
watching for
Must be treasure.
is... No, I can see that.
Loot
Okay.
the info booth.
So 10, 25. So I'm gonna move there. And
Are
I'm
you
assuming
moving?
these are still taller than me.
Are you going over those?
Yeah, so 10, 25, 30.
Yep, cool.
These are
Those
still
are,
taller
yeah,
than me?
those are still providing you cover, just because you're a small creature.
Yeah, cool. So I'm prepping an action for if I see this guy
Mm-hmm.
shoot... I probably can't shoot between those. Never mind. There's
Why
nothing to
don't
prep
you
because I can't
like
shoot over them.
run here from upper point? You will see him better, even though he has cover, and shoot.
But he'll
him.
see me, and really what we're waiting for is to see if he shoots anyone, like basically you or her at
Yeah.
this point. And if he doesn't shoot you or her, I'm just going to leave him alone.
Oh, okay.
Just doing some recon.
But I was going to say I'm going to prep an action, and if he shoots one, I'm going to shoot him, but there's no way for me to prep an action of getting above the thing.
You can still take a shot at him. It's just that he'll benefit from
Cover.
full cover.
You do
Fine.
the like.
Yeah, we'll
shoot
prep an
over
action.
type
If he fires at one of them, we're going to take a shot at him.
Okay, sounds good. Twitch.
This
I
must be
will
a misunderstanding.
God damn it, he's really, really, really not very smart. God damn it. Okay, God. So I'll like move up into cover and ready in action, like try to cover the big, huge panda who's put himself in the middle of the goddamn room.
Meaning,
If someone fires at him, I will shoot
you will
back
fire
at
at the person that. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Cool. All right. Okay. So, you see, the lot of you, this barrage of laser fire continue. You see, Tish, that as you clamber over the boxes and take position behind this barrel, you see the fellow right here react sort of panicked with an expression over his face as he sees this rat creature coming towards him. And then he takes cover behind one of the barrels and tries to fire over at you.
Aww.
Okay?
You spooked him.
You spooked him.
I was going to leave you alone, and you were going to live to see your family again.
That assumes he has a family.
So that is a 12 versus your energy AC.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't hit me.
Well, it wouldn't hit you anyway because you've got cover, which is like +4 to your AC, I think.
Nice.
So the shot goes wide, and there's a sizzling discharge of energy next to your feet. As you can see, this guy sort of panic firing as he sees you coming towards you.
I would just say aloud when I saw the thing, "Friend, I'm sorry. Now we have to kill you."
Everyone roll a d6 for me.
Oh,
We're back. 3.
hey,
Shit.
4.
1.
6.
5.
5.
Okay.
Get some interesting stuff now.
At the same time, that figure sees this same rat clambering over and tries to take a quick shot at you as you're making your movement here. That is a 13.
That still doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. 2 blazer blasts, 2 very close calls.
Now we have to kill both of you.
Next we have Pulah. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Do you notice the differences between your two rat friends? Do you recognize that he is a different rat than I am?
He doesn't see race.
What?
I'm just saying, like, if your character is just like, they're shooting at a rat friend. I have a rat friend.
Yeah. I mean,
That could be my rap friend.
that's true, actually. Actually, no. So, okay, here's... this is the size of this. Can I walk on this?
You'd have to, like, climb into it, essentially, but yeah.
How tall is it?
Oh, it's about... We're looking at about, like, 3 feet high, essentially.
Okay.
Is that right?
So it's like his waist.
Like, imagine a humanoid waist. Like, that's about...
That's my knee or something.
Because it's a mover. You can see that there is a small sort of
like
vehicle that's pulling crates and cargo.
So it's
and
like a tall stair step for him.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna... So,
Perfect waist height.
if I climb on it, that's my, say, 10. And after that, I'm not leaving there and back. It will be, like, 5, 10, 15, 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna climb on that, whatever, like a
Crate.
crate. I think that's like a carrier. Or
Yeah, it's like seeing it in an airport,
in the airport,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm
There's
gonna
some crates
go,
in there.
yeah, on all 4 on it.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 13, 20, 25. Just up to here. Up to, like, all 4 on him.
Mm-hmm.
Maul him.
Excuse me, what is, can you explain? I'm just a little... I'm confused about the situation. I don't come here often. Would you mind explaining to me what is this all about?
You see this figure is kind of bowled over in shock, fires a couple stray laser blasts, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I've got a title for this episode.
I need...
The Last Panda.
I need a little bit more information, sir.
He actually is surprised to see you talking at him. Like, are you using telepathy or are you like using your
No, my
actual
jaw.
voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like levels the gun at you. And you see him like, back the fuck off, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna use grapple and kind of like just gently squeeze both his hands and the I'll try to squeeze gently his both hands and kind of like put it away from my face.
Okay, sounds
Just gently guide it.
It's
If I
entirely-
break his arms, that's fine.
good. Sure. You know.
I mean, he
Not
is
a
a
big deal.
goddamn bear.
So I need you to make an attack.
Sure.
If I happen to crush your wrists,
That will be a 14.
Okay, so you reach out your big meaty bear claws, and you see this guy very quickly just retract his gun and kind of skitter backwards. No.
Speak! I need... What? Why are you here armed?
So he's continuing to aim this gun at you. He's like skittered back slightly. He says, "What the fuck business is it of yours? We haven't talked to a goddamn bear."
I will then telepathically tell him, how about this? Maybe this communication is better?
He's just gonna shoot.
Get out of there! Get out of my fucking head!
Okay, see you next turn, buddy.
Mauling will commence in one turn.
Seth, I think you're the last person here.
Okay.
if I
I'm
accidentally
going to
crush
continue
his
concentrating
arm.
on detect
Okay.
thoughts. And what was the second round?
What's the second round do for her?
Yeah, tell her what that guy's thinking about.
Not yet.
Detect the number of minds and intelligence score or modifier of each. If the intelligence score happens to be a 26 or higher,
Kidding.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, the bear's in there now.
Or higher and at least 10 higher than your own intelligence score. So I don't think that
You're
matters.
stunned, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to determine their intelligence.
So who are you looking at? These three right here in this little triangle?
Yeah, and I
me,
guess him
actually,
because he
yeah.
moved
And
into
yeah,
the cone.
So what's your intelligence score there, Pulah?
It's 16.
You know that. You know that the
Smart
intelligence
bear.
score for
Yep.
all of these characters is what looks like along the lower, like the modifier is a -1.
Oh,
And they're all, what, humans? Or
They're all humans.
This bear is like as intelligent as two of them combined.
Alright.
Go bear.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Okay.
I'll be concentrating next round. I'll actually get some better information.
Yep.
Silverkit, you're back up
I
with a 28.
Yep. So this time I'll use swift action to draw the weapon.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna charge somebody and shoot. And pirate went after the other guy, so I think we'll go over there. We'll hop and slide across the crates into that little nook,
Here.
and then
Okay.
kind of effectively lean out and take a shot at that guy nearby with the sonic rifle.
Nearby, next to the pirate.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
It's a fun thing to say.
Next to the pirates.
Next to the space pirate?
Yeah.
Great, cool.
Ooh, this might miss. 13 to hit, and I believe it's sonic, so energy.
It's the AC, yeah.
Don't get
That
down and
hits.
have another idea.
Very good. Roll for your damage.
7 sonic damage. We don't add dex, right?
No.
No.
Okay. Just 7.
Okay. So you ready your laser rifle, your sonic rifle, and you see this noise as it erupts from the barrel, and it strikes the guy, and he immediately is completely disoriented. You see his body go kind of limp for a second, and falls down to the ground, and quickly sort of tries to reorient himself with the gun. It's clear that you did some damage.
Nice.
Okay. So you moved and you did your action. Cool. Karelle,
All right, I'm gonna whack a guy.
any particular guy or
The guy I'm next
okay,
to.
Sure. Yeah.
The mole.
Because I have a melee weapon.
Right. I'm glad you said you were gonna
does
whack him and not whack him off.
We have two very different roles.
We're not playing Fatal.
Direction words matter.
So that's 18 to his kinetic.
18 to kinetic. Yeah. No, that hits.
The trend of not wanting Robert's character to hit me continues.
Let's see. 8 bludgeoning damage.
8 bludgeoning damage. Okay. So, what are you using again?
I'm using a staff made of light.
Okay, so you're using your light staff. Okay, so you... And you see this like brief sort of flash of light as the staff connects with this guy's head, and you hear what sounds like a cracking noise, and you see him just go limp. He is very clearly dead.
Well, that's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Vengeance.
Okay, so now we have Tish. You're back up.
Yeah, so I'm going to use Trick Attack.
Nice.
You would.
Yeah, I would. So I get to use my full move action. And maybe there. And I'm assuming I'm shooting down at him at this point.
So you've gotten up on the barrels.
Yeah.
Yes, you're shooting down. So he is not. He's only benefiting from partial cover now.
Nice. So first, he needs to make a DC is 20. He doesn't do anything. I need to make 20 plus a CR for a stealth check. So I need to know if 27 is above 20 plus a CR.
Yes.
Cool. So now I need to actually hit him.
What did I roll?
Is an 18 hit.
Are you talking about, is this a melee attack? Or?
This is a range. This is a pistol.
Okay, so using your pistol.
Yeah.
Is it like a laser or a bullet? Or?
This is a bullet.
Okay, so okay, cool.
Semi-auto
Yeah,
pistol.
that hits. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So he takes 1d6 plus 1d4, and he is now flat-footed.
Nice.
Okay.
And I don't think we don't add any of our modifiers to that, do we?
Not for damage.
Cool.
Not the range.
Make it happen.
So he takes 4 damage, and he's flat-footed.
Okay. So you clamber onto these barrels, fire your shot, and you see it goes directly into the meat just above his right knee. You go, "Ah!" And you see him, collapse to his knee. He is now flat-footed.
I did apologize to you for shooting at me. I'm sorry.
So you may be curious as to what flat-footed means if you haven't played
5th edition.
like
Oh,
3.5 or
really.
whatever.
Yeah.
Flat-footed,
I'm assuming prevents them from using their dex bumps?
you take a -2 penalty to your AC and can't take reactions.
Oh, nice. They simplified it.
Yes. So our friend is flat-footed there. Okay, so Twitch, you're up next.
So it's not as strong against dexterous enemies.
So I have just witnessed this stupid bear crawl straight towards an enemy. Is that what I've just seen?
Well,
Yeah.
you saw him get on top of what looks like a crate mover, and then
Attempt to have
terrorize a
after
creature.
I mean, investigate, interrogate. I don't know. Simple
Little
words.
column A, little column B.
And I saw that person trying to shoot back at him.
No.
No, it was a nice
That's
conversation.
not fire. No.
Okay.
All I imagine in your head is, all I wanted was...
I mean, from where you were sitting, you can see essentially this bear looming over, and it seems like looking at something on the other side. But the bear is so big that you can't tell what the person on the opposite side is doing.
What the? What are you? So I'll like ready my laser pistol at those crate areas, and if any of them pop up to like try to take a shot at him, I will shoot them.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I don't have a
I
reason.
think you might need to
shoot.
get closer, though.
Yeah,
because-
what's the range on that?
Oh wait, I've got like a 20-foot, don't I? Hold on. How far can I go?
I mean, like...
Oh wait, you
can
don't want me to go
come
diagonal.
Here
You
and
can.
hide
I'm
behind
just saying
these
that it's-
First one's free.
Second
Well,
one's
not
going to cost
actually
you.
free.
If you move diagonally, it's 5, 10, 5, 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. Okay. You just said it was like funny if we did
It is fun.
funny.
Not like funny, haha.
Hold on. I'm just trying to see if I can get over there.
Funny, I like that person trying to go up the stairs in a wheelchair.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, now that you said it, I'm glad that we confirmed.
It's definitely not funny.
I don't know. As the person that has to use wheelchair sometimes, I think I'm going to say things like that, right?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I could make it. Okay. If I double dash.
Double dash.
Mario
Not
Kart
double dash.
Double
I'm
move?
so
Yeah.
sorry. Double move.
Jesus Christ. You're going to be in another...
Dude, I'm really tired. I'm
You're
sorry.
going to be in another fucking space station, man.
There, I could at least get there.
Okay. Sounds good.
She went through the hyperspace.
She went to the drift and popped in. Yeah, that's good. Okay, everybody roll a d6 for me, please.
Wait, 4.
3.
6.
5.
Another 5.
Cool. The assailants continue to fire at each other. You can see that most of the civilians in the area and the dock workers and so on have either fled entirely or they have essentially gotten like so low to the ground that they are not in any danger anymore. Next we have Pulah.
Yeah, how's the interrogation goes with this guy?
Do you want to actively like
Yeah,
interrogate
like,
him?
well, I'm.
His idea of interrogation.
He's not answering my questions. So
Do you want to? Are you trying to persuade him? Are you trying to interrogate? Are you trying to like intimidate him into giving you answers? Like, what's the skill that you use?
the thing is that I look intimidating,
Sure,
but both my charisma and wisdom are ass, so I'm not good at it.
sure.
So it's just like
You don't know how to
bear
say things
with-
intimidating.
No,
You're just a bear.
Yeah,
You just scare
So-
people.
It's like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mike Tyson
like-
looks and thinks, anyway, he doesn't.
Yeah, but when he
Yeah.
speaks and those beady eyes,
Exactly.
so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna.
Just give him.
I'm gonna ask him first.
Okay.
So
Always give them the opportunity.
yeah. So I'm gonna ask him gently,
With my
Mister,
paw.
with telepathic
Okay.
speech. I'm gonna say, I really like I just came here and I don't like when you point this gun at me, and this doesn't seem right when you shoot each other. That's not like a thing.
Stop! Stop doing that! God damn it!
Then I will just normal speech with my mouth. Okay, that's fine. Like, who are you? Where
You
are
can
you?
see him getting exasperated. You see him look over at one of the fellows behind
the
us.
better dressed guy.
Kren, will you fucking shoot this goddamn thing already?
No, let's not shoot each other. It's cute. When he says that, yeah, I'm gonna just.
Eat his face.
Eating his face is a full action.
And hilarious to imagine.
I'm actually gonna look at this guy, better dressed. Like, what's his reaction to that? Like, shoot him.
You can see that he's been firing like forward
Yeah.
towards the other crew, basically, firing towards it, and then he takes a look as his name is essentially called, and like you see him begin to move his gun over, aiming at you. It looks like ready to take a shot.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna grab this guy again by the arms and try to throw him at his leader.
Okay, give me another attack roll.
Sure.
Let's see if you
Because that
successfully grapple him.
11?
11.
Yeah, it is 11.
Let's see.
This guy's
No good, unfortunately. Yeah. Your large paws and his sort of small humanoid lithe form is able to sort of skitter out of the way. Whoa, hey, fuck off.
You try to be nice. I mean,
I am trying to be nice.
I will say that in this system it's difficult to grapple people specifically.
I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I rolled above 10 last time. Okay, then I'm gonna gently get off those crates. 5, 10,
Mm-hmm.
15, 20. And I'm just want to be like close to. So if I move here, this guy will try to attack me, correct? Opportunity attack?
I'm trying to remember the opportunity.
I don't think so, because he's got a ranged weapon.
Well, he can still fist Bump me, right?
Oh, yeah.
If he wants to try to punch a bear, he absolutely can do that, but
It's a bad
it's
idea.
not really his thing, exactly.
No. You know what? I'm still gonna do that. And
Okay.
as I'm walking, I'm just like, kind of like walking past him. Clearly that I now know who their leader is. And as soon as I just like try to walk away from him, I just like turn, just like a lash back at him, dagger eyes, just like stare at him. I dare you, just don't even try. And then keep walking.
So, the way that you've moved, right, this character could make a melee attack of opportunity. And the character that you moved into...
Really?
No, I'm sorry. Okay. When you threaten a space and the opponent moves out of that space in any way other than like guarded step or withdraw or whatever, they can use the reaction to make a melee attack. When the opponent in a space you threaten makes a ranged attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against them. And spells, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, this
So
guy
last turn when they were shooting,
is not going to make an attack against you because he realizes that it would be kind of stupid to try to bash you with the butt of his gun when you're a giant fucking bear.
That's smart.
Okay,
Really.
let's see. Seth, you continuing to concentrate on your detect thoughts?
Yep.
What does
Can
round
read
3 do?
surface thoughts of any mind in the area, although any of those targets can make a will save to try to prevent from having their thoughts read.
I want to know what the bear's thoughts are.
Oh,
So whose thoughts would you like to read? Any of the 3 individuals here or the bear? Bear man. Man bear.
think wisely. You might be regretting.
It looks like you can read any one mind
Okay.
per turn, would be my guess.
Okay.
Because after round 3, it's just going to be the same benefits of round 3
Mhm,
over and over.
mhm. You continue to concentrate and then...
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go with the one that the bear hasn't been talking to.
Okay.
So probably the least distracted by the bear.
Yeah, because I imagine the other two are like, what the fuck, it's a bear!
What the fuck's a bear doing here?
So we're going to do a quick try to... Was it will save, you said?
Will save.
Cool.
Need to beat a... Or no.
No.
Which one is it? I'm super confused. I mean, they're both 14.
You were saving throw.
14.
14? This cat rolled a natural 20 on the will save.
Damn it.
So he feels like something touching his mind, and immediately you see him like slap himself and essentially try to like. It's clear that he's dealt with telepaths trying to get into his mind before, and he's got some kind of system to sort of shut that down.
Okay.
You try to reach out, but you find you can't get really purchase on the mind.
Okay.
Okay, so info for you: you cannot read that mind until you cast again. If they succeed the save, you can't read again.
But you could try in the other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does not stop your concentration.
Okay.
Okay. Silverkit, you're back up.
All right. Well, I feel like we just keep moving on doing the same.
All these
shuffle.
rounds are about 6 seconds, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Where can we go?
Where are you trying to go?
I probably go after the same one that the pirate lady's going after. So probably hop to the other side of that crate.
5, 10.
15, 20.
25.
That'd be 25.
Yep. What's the line of sight looking like? He's got partial cover, maybe?
Who you attack?
The one in front of Robert.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, you've got full line of
Sure.
sight because the cover doesn't. You can draw a line straight to him. There's no problem.
Now, is shooting into melee a thing?
Nah.
Okay. That's the best answer.
Yep.
We'll line up another shot. 12 against energy armor.
12. Still hits.
Great.
For 1, sorry.
1 whole sonic damage.
Now I see why they
Yellowstone
had
right
dex.
there. Okay. You fire your rifle. It looks like the majority of it gets absorbed by the nearby crate and what looks like essentially the the heavy fabric of Karelle's sort of pirate garb, but a little bit of it strikes the character's leg, and you can see him like it's almost like hop up on one leg,
That tingly sensation.
take a little bit of a bruising. Karelle, speaking of which,
Yeah, we're gonna whack this guy.
okay, whack him away.
Whack-a-mook.
In the head with a lightsaber.
Oh, not with that roll. 7?
A 7.
Yeah.
Plus your modifier?
No. A 7 is a no. That is not it.
That was a poor roll.
Anything else on your turn?
Uh,
Move? You want to do a swift action? What do you want?
nothing else I can do. Just look at him threateningly.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Dagger eyes.
Okay. Tish.
Well,
So this guy's flat-footed now because you shot him in the leg.
so we're gonna do our. So if I were to move here, I'm not leaving his area. Does he get an attack of opportunity?
No.
Cool. So I'm gonna move here so he doesn't have any cover.
It's not leaving. It's entering the threat squares.
Oh, already in
It
there.
doesn't.
No, it's leaving the threat.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. I lied.
So we're gonna use our trick attack again, and
You do that same stealth check like you were doing before.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
How about an 18 beating 20 plus his
Does
AC?
not.
Yeah, didn't think so.
So just a regular stab?
Well, I have to hit. I'm still shooting.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That does it. Yeah,
Right.
more than clears it. Yeah.
3 damage.
3 damage to our green friend there. Still flat-footed. Okay. You fire another shot. Where are you aiming for, by the way?
Just torso.
Okay. So you... And you see him clutch the side of his gut. Fuck! As he sees this rat scamper around and continue to fire his gun. It looks like there's panic now in his eyes. Like he is actively, like, freaked out.
We're sorry you shot at us.
Twitch.
Should be sorry. I'm going to. I can clearly see them like leveling their guns at the bear at this point.
You can see one of them like clearly pointing at the bear.
Which one?
You can see that,
That
one
one. Okay.
pointing their gun.
I'm gonna assume it's only a matter of time before the rest of them shoot them too. How tall are these crates?
Bear season.
Taller than us.
It's like, what, about 3 feet?
Well, they're
Waist
3
high
feet
cover?
tall. I'm 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
5 feet.
You're fine.
Just trying to decide if I can. Can I shoot from this side, or do I need to get on the other side of the crate?
You can shoot over. Like,
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to shoot between that gap, or see there's that crate, you could pop over and fire. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you just have to be able to draw a line to
Let me
the
come
guy.
over here. Yeah. So just
Unfortunately, your
make sure-
bear friend is in the way, so that would provide.
Oh, I mean that. I was going to do that.
that guy? Yeah, he'd still
Or
have some
no,
cover
I
from
could.
the box.
I could totally shoot at that guy, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
The one closest to you.
he'd have some slight cover because of the vehicle, but yeah, you could shoot at him.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
It's the shot.
Isn't that the one he assaulted and tried to shoot him?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I will attempt to shoot at him.
Okay, fire away.
Bear assault.
And yours is? Are you using a regular gun or is it like a laser thing? Or
It is.
what kind of damage does it do?
God damn it! Where is it?
Is it piercing, bludgeoning?
It's C and P. It's a cryo. It's a sub-zero heal pistol.
Okay, so it is using energy. Got it.
But I rolled a 4, so
Okay, no,
It's
that's wildness.
it's
You
gonna be
see
a no.
the one of the right hand seat of this cargo moving vehicle frost over and crackle.
My furry friend, you might want to move your ass away from the people with guns. Now?
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to have a conversation with these people.
No, they have guns. You don't talk to them. You run or you shoot.
I'm just trying to figure out what's happening in here.
Spellcasting in the system have a verbal
I'm
and somatic
curious
component,
creature,
or
you
am I
see.
just standing there staring at these guys?
The one you're dealing with,
That's great.
I think you're just staring at them.
When you're
Watching this happen.
Yeah, you're doing the mind thing. Everybody roll d6, please.
Nice.
D6.
6. Shit.
5.
5,
4.
4, 2, 3. You rolled 1. Okay. This fella
Oh, wait, I have cover.
is going to take a shot at you. You have full cover, so you're going to have +4 to your AC. He's still going to fire at you. So that is a 22 versus your energy AC.
+4.
You said a +4?
Yeah.
Am I rolling this character?
No, my AC is an
Like
18
that.
with a +4.
Okay, so it
I
does
have a
still
bonus
hit
to
you.
attack +3. Is that
Okay.
normal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For a bear, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So this laser blast goes through, cuts through the side of this this cargo mover and strikes you. You take 5 fire damage.
And I take it from stamina first, is that
It
right?
goes from stamina first. That's right.
Okay.
Or rather, you narrowly avoid it, right? Because it's stamina, it's not health.
That's right. Alright.
Yeah.
You said 5?
5 damage. Yep.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Okay.
Just but a scratch.
Won't be for long.
Now we have Pulah.
Oh, yeah. Ah! Mouse friend! What? No! What? I turn to the main guy and I say, you... What? This violence! There is no need to... What? Stop them!
You can see that this guy is like looking basically almost under your left arm towards the Kren guy that he was talking to before.
Yeah, at that, I'm gonna look at him and get a little, somewhat,
Upset?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like, my smile turns to, like, a very, overwhelming, I will, try to slash at him with my claws.
You literally just angered the bear.
Do you have a reach of 10
This
feet?
guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Because I told him, hey, you are people, stop them, or, like, I don't want to...
Okay, slash away.
Hey, that's 18.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits absolutely.
Nice. So,
Even with a partial cover bonus.
oh yeah, wait. That's a D3. 2 damage.
You should add your strength to that.
Yep.
Do I?
Yeah.
Strength
It is a
modifier.
melee attack. Yeah.
Then 5.
5 damage.
That's not bad. And then because I took a feat, that is a cleave. If my first attack succeeds, I can do a second attack.
Nice.
But
So,
you need to have a person in reach.
well, this guy,
Oh.
and I can do
I
it.
thought it had to be against a different
I
target.
Is
can-
it a different target?
I can do it.
Checking.
I can do it two targets, but it can be the same.
Can it be the same target? Cool.
I like it.
I mean, yeah, just go ahead
description
and
says yes.
yeah. Just go ahead and roll.
That's 19.
Okay, that still hits. Roll again.
That's another 4 damage.
That is adjacent to a foe, or against a foe that is adjacent to the first and also within reach.
Oh, so it's
so
only
it has
to
to be
another
a
Be
different
somebody
person.
next to him.
Why does it say then 2 targets?
I'm guessing because that's the short text, and the short text is almost always wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
then 1 attack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Claws go into this guy. You can see it rake across his shoulder onto his torso. Ah, fuck you! Blazer blast goes wide.
See, nothing like no. Let's conversation. No one needs to die here.
Seth.
Oh,
Rawr.
just seeing this in my head is great.
Right?
Sorry. I was looking at the feats.
You're still concentrating on your detect thought spell.
And now there's a rat in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think technically you could move up and try to get that guy in the back.
I mean, you still got these other gang members in the cone that you're able to try to read their thoughts. This fellow and that
If
guy.
somebody new gets added to the cone, does the process start over
Oh,
for
yeah.
them?
She has
No,
to
because
do
you're
my
still
butt.
concentrating on the spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will do this.
Moved his butt.
Yeah, I think I'll move up a little and
15.
try to get him in range.
It's like you're playing with a keyboard.
Talk about that guy away in the back.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
It's true, but
45,
Twitch
50,
is
55,
far
60.
more agreeable
So I would actually need to. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. It's too close for comfort.
than
I'll get this guy.
Try to read that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna try to make a will save.
Just reminded about my spell resistance. I guess it doesn't really go into the will save. I'm thinking about changing my feet.
So he rolled a 13. What's your DC?
14.
Good. Okay, so he fails the will save. So you're able to read what? His surface thoughts, basically.
Surface thoughts.
Yeah.
What's he thinking about right now?
So this you see, right now his brain is screaming like, "Please kill the bear! Shoot the bear! The bear is freaking me out! Please
Messed
kill
up
the
my
bear!"
plans, man.
But you also know that he is thinking of his friend Kren, who he who you have a sort of a general mental image of, that is being threatened by your bear friend Pulah, and you get the known association that they're in the same gang,
Okay.
and this gang is the Downside Kings.
Okay.
Um,
Can I make a culture check to see
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
I know about them this time?
Nice.
That is a 19.
19. Okay, you know that they're a brutal street gang. They control a couple of decks of the lower levels in the spike, what they call Downside.
Okay.
You've heard that they are active in all kinds of illegal activities, right? Kidnapping, murder for hire, species trafficking, fraud, robbery, extortion. You also know that turnover in the gang is pretty high. The last news vid that you saw, you know that the gang is currently led by this barbarous human woman called Farani Nadaz. That's what you know about the Downside Kings. Oh.
Okay.
And you know that they do not get along with all of the other gangs that are in the spike, generally speaking.
Okay. What actions have I used so far then?
You've used your action to make a skill check. And you've done your
Maintain
detect thought
concentration.
thing. Yeah, you've maintained concentration, so basically all you could do is move or a swift action. Which would be like drop prone or
Draw an item.
yeah.
I think.
That's a move action.
That's move.
I will move to over here.
Okay.
Actually, those guys might be in a different gang, right? See if I can figure out who they are.
So you're going to
Just
point
kinda stroll over
yourself
that way.
towards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I can move still,
Mhm.
can't I?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't moved yet. I can get
All 6 spaces.
30 feet of movement, so yeah, 1, 4, 5, 6.
You're going to head in that direction. Cool. Sounds good.
And you've got that guy in range now if you point over that way next turn.
Silverkit.
Well, we're going to try a full round action attack. So
Okay.
2 shots, both at -4.
Yeah, full attack.
Just empty this thing out. Well, one's a natural 20.
And you're firing at the one that's in front
Yes.
of Karelle. Okay.
Yep. One's a natural 20.
That definitely hits. That's a critical hit.
Yep. So that will deafen him.
It's a spell-like
Even with
ability.
-4?
Even with -4, yeah. Because I've got a +5 on top of that. So it's a natural 20. So I guess does 21 hit?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Natural 20 always hits, though.
Yeah, but it has to be over the AC as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a regular.
Or it's a regular hit, yeah.
3.5.
But that's a critical hit, so you get to roll your damage twice, and any modifiers that you would attach to the damage is done twice as well. It's like you're rolling for damage 2 times.
What's a spell-like ability?
It's basically something that functions like a spell, but is not technically a spell. Right?
6 sonic damage, and they are deafened.
Nice.
Okay, 6 sonic damage from our yellow friend here. So that's only one of those hit?
Yeah, the other one was like a 4.
A 4? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a 4.
You lever your rifle. There's this sudden like, and you see that this guy in front of you is suddenly like, he reaches his hands up to his ears, and you can see a little bit of blood beginning to trickle out of his nose. And he is deafened.
Good case of tinnitus coming up.
Okay, so that was Silverkit's turn. That was your full. You did two shots. Karelle.
I'm gonna strike out at this guy again.
Okay.
I almost feel sorry for him now.
So that is a 14 kinetic.
14 to kinetic. Yeah, that hits.
So that's 6 bludgeoning.
6 bludgeoning. Okay, sounds good. So where are you aiming on this guy, by the way?
Right to the head.
Right to the head. Same solar staff. Whip it around. Hits the temple of this guy. You hear another sort of sickening crack. And this guy slumps. He's dead.
Okay.
And I get a chance to read his thoughts before they're all taken
I don't know. There's still one that hasn't been hurt yet.
out. Oh, okay.
So is it like an acrobatics check to get over this box?
No, just 2.
No, it'd just be difficult terrain.
Alright, 10.
That'd be 15 because you're doing it diagonally.
Okay. 15.
Mm-hmm. 30, yeah, right there. Sounds good. Okay. Tish.
So I would have been a little thrown by this guy looking
The fuck
scared
is this
because I'm
squawks?
used to being the one that looks scared, and
I can get a squawks
I would
companion.
probably
Minor aliens. Let's see.
offer him the chance to leave.
S. Let's
S.
go to this.
Q
Convey.
Leave his money.
U.
So we discussed that maybe killing you for missing wasn't the best idea, and we think maybe if you want to leave and you want to set your gun down, we can not shoot you again.
Fox and a squirrel.
You see this, he's kind of, you got the gun at his hip, essentially. Still aimed at you. It's kind of clutching his gut.
Oh no.
He's-
So one of the
What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
think it
Okay.
reconciled.
Who's we?
so you can get
Where are
squawks
we?
companions.
Do you want to put your gun down and leave, or
to the best of
He
its
sort of
ability.
squints at. You're one guy.
okay?
Yes, it means he wants to get shot again.
So does a 28 beat 20 plus
You
his
own a
CR?
trained
It
squawk
does.
that has an
Yes, sir,
attitude
it
of
does.
friendly or
Okay.
helpful towards you.
To figure how much that costs.
Does a 12 hit?
That's kinetic, right? Because it's a bullet?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
He takes 6 more damage.
All right. So, where are you aiming?
Again, just right at the torso. We're going.
Okay.
We're
That's
not
amazing.
a marksman. We just.
Right. We just do what we can. We put bullets in people. So you fire. You see it goes about center mass, about where the heart would be. He gurgles a little bit, and he dies.
We told you. We told you. We told you. We told you. Oh yes, you shot at us as well, and so 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I'm assuming this is still taller than.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we'll just go there.
Is it safe to say that everything in this building, this hangar, is taller than us?
Most things,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Like 95% of the things.
That's super convenient.
It is.
So, Twitch.
I keep forgetting that's my name. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at that dude right in front of me again.
This guy?
Yep.
Okay, fire away.
Our size, but they're too fucking expensive.
So sorry.
If you get him fully trained, yeah. You get a
Man, I can't roll anything. That is also a nope.
Size. As it
What'd you
says.
get?
I rolled a 2.
Cheapest
Okay.
one is
Oh,
almost
that's a
4,000
miss.
credits. It's a level 6.
So it would have been 4.
Okay.
The
That's
cryo
worth up
shot
to
goes
50.
into the vehicle again. You see the steering wheel
We did see a
um,
feat that was
freeze up and break
This
off
one.
and clatter to the
No,
ground.
you shoot the guys, not the V. Oh.
You see the steering wheel come flying out towards your head.
Everybody roll a d6.
I got a 1.
Don't fail me now.
I got a 1.
6.
5.
So you two got a 1. So, laser blasts head in your direction. It's going to attack you and attack Seth here. So, first we're going to deal with you,
Is it the
Tish.
guy that's on the other side of my cover?
No, it's a different person.
Okay.
So that is a... What's a natural 20?
Then I imagine that hits.
Plus 6. 26. Does that hit your energy AC?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Let me check.
Hang in there,
I'm gonna
buddy.
switch my feet to Mystic Strike. So if I do get a nice weapon later on, it will count as magic.
So you take 3 fire
Okay.
to your stamina, right? But you also are afflicted by the burn condition as this thing strikes you and sets, we'll say, your clothing on fire.
And your whiskers.
Not the whiskers.
You're currently
Alright.
burning.
Okay.
So there's your... To remind you that you're on fire, just in case you forget.
Ooh-wee.
So you're going to take a d4, basically, of burn damage at the beginning of every turn until you try to
Take
put
off my
yourself
clothes?
out. Yeah,
Stop, drop, and roll.
till you get naked. And then we have our shot at Seth. 13 versus your energy AC. EAC.
That's fine.
Just mix it.
Okay, so you are struck. Let's see, it was a d4. Yep. 3 damage.
I'll go
Now-
my stamina.
If
As
I
the-
remember
Yes, stamina.
right,
Out of stamina.
maintaining concentration in earlier editions is like roll against half the damage or 10 plus half damage.
It's something simple.
Is-
I know that.
Trying to remember how
Magic's
magic
the
works.
purple search. Cool. Make a fortitude save for me.
Come back.
What level's that spell, by the way?
First level.
First.
I only have first levels. 7.
Okay, so you are essentially winged by this laser blast.
Plus
Uh,
oh.
No,
Oh, plus
fortitude.
zero.
It breaks your concentration.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to start killing people.
Well, the
I only get 2 of these per day.
the secret diplomacy. Yeah.
There was an attempt.
Okay.
They
Let's see
messed
here.
up.
Pulah.
You could have
Yeah.
avoided this if you just let me
Uh,
keep concentrating on my spell.
Seems like parlay is just not going well, so I'll just whack it.
Continue mauling this man.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna maul the guy in front.
The one scene from Hot Fuzz where he's cocking the shotgun.
Yeah, sure.
Real shame.
What a shame.
21.
A 21 does hit. Yes, absolutely.
Nice. For 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Rawr.
This guy takes another slash. Oh! You can see a welling of blood. Like he's clearly in bad shape. It looks like another hit will just pop him right off.
I enjoy picturing you slashing him. It didn't have to be like this.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
The blood is on your hands.
Yeah. Fall back, order, everyone. Stop shooting people. Violence is bad.
As I tear open your chest.
Yeah, you know. Your
Do what I
wounds-
say, not what I do.
Your wounds are as big as my claws. So.
Okay. Then we have Seth. It's actually your turn again, right?
So now you can start
Okay.
killing.
That was just because you had to check
got
your
it,
concentration. This is your full turn.
Okay, well, I don't know what those guys are doing, so I'm gonna come over here and... Wait, who shot me? Do I know?
You don't know
This guy.
Okay, well, I know...
because you were concentrating in this direction. You know the shot came from this direction.
I know that these guys are bad news.
Yes.
And since the shot came from that direction, I'm gonna move back over here.
Okay.
And
It's that perfect, like, you turn around to go deal with another problem,
Yeah.
and then a kid, like, throws a rock at you, and you just... The parent
threw that
just
at me?
turn around.
Okay.
All right, which one you assholes shot me?
And we are going to use our azimuth laser pistol
Cool. Okay.
on, I guess, the closest guy.
That fella?
He is...
Sure.
2, 3...
5, 10,
It's got a range of 80.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
this is
good.
going to be the closest guy right there.
I think he doesn't die.
Yeah, cool. So roll to attack with your pistol. A ranged attack with that pistol.
Damn it. 6.
6? Doesn't happen, unfortunately. Stray, the laser blast goes wide. Okay. So we're back up to Silverkit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What, standard action to reload, and then we're going to move into... Well, we'll probably start moving this way, seeing as that guy's very dead very soon.
Hmm?
Um,
my way.
Sure.
So we'll, like, hop over the crate again, and then just move up to the next crate and hold there.
Okay.
Reload.
So you reload?
Yep.
Very cool. Karelle.
Move up and strike.
Okay.
Will
Do my
do.
best.
So 15.
Have a safe drive.
Kinetic.
Yeah.
Does hit.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
It's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, see you on Friday.
Ooh, max damage. 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning. Jesus. Herbert Walker.
Getting wrecked.
Just crack.
Another solid hit. Yeah, the staff goes across the jaw. You can clearly hear it dislocate.
Woof.
It's in rough shape. Not dead, but severely injured. Okay. Then we have Tish.
You need to stop, drop, and roll.
But
But murder.
Well, you're going to take the damage right now anyway.
okay,
Because it's the
so
time. So 4 damage.
Woof.
all right, so that
Burning
takes
hot.
one actual
Oh, no.
HP away. So we're down to 7 HP. Cool. Fine, I'll stop, drop, and roll.
Well, you can do the reflex save at the end of your turn. I guess
Oh,
you
okay.
still technically can
Yeah,
do the
but-
turn.
If I fail the reflex save, then I have to go through that again,
Yep.
and I'm actively taking HP away now.
Hmm.
So
you
what
would
What I'm
try to,
saying
like,
is at
eat
the
it
end
out.
of your turn, you get a save anyway.
Yeah, but if I fail that,
He wants to be doubly sure.
yeah.
Okay, yep, sure.
So I'll
No,
just
yeah.
full action, take
Do
your
it.
damn fire back.
Well, you still have... Okay, so you jumping up a full action. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, you're rolling around the ground. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. So you... Fuck. You roll around and... luckily, this whole docking bay is basically like sheet metal and like plastisteel and stuff like that. So you're able to kind of smother it pretty quickly.
Tish is cool about fire safety.
Twitch is cool about getting disaster.
I'm gonna shoot at that guy again. Maybe third time's a charm. I don't
Yeah,
know,
maybe.
man. See what
Come
happens.
on, dice.
No, I can't roll anything.
You'll at the
above-
very least destroy this cargo moving bay.
Yeah, but you know, I'd like to roll above like a 7 tonight. That was a 5, so it would be a 7 total.
That's a miss.
I kind of assumed.
Yeah.
This guy isn't gonna be mortal. I just
D6s, everybody.
wasn't really meant to
We're back
shoot-
here.
to kill things so much. 3.
Oh, I got a 1.
3.
6.
Yes.
Okay, so you got a 1.
Please tell me it's the guy in front of me that shoots me.
It's definitely the guy in front of you.
So I get a opportunity.
Yes, you
attack.
do. Yes, you do.
Don't fail me now.
Failure.
What'd you get?
7.
7 misses. He gets a shot off. It's a 9 versus your energy 8.
So he misses
Yeah.
too.
So the both of you are like, oh fuck. Okay. So let's see here. All right.
Oh man, our huge bear is gone.
Yeah. A
He's
bear
on
is
auto
driving.
attack.
Auto attack. Can he be on auto attack?
Yes, absolutely. So
Awesome.
that was our. So he strikes, cuts this guy down.
That was gonna happen.
I think
yeah.
he said he had a +3 to attack.
That fella had 2 HP left anyway, so that guy gets shucked.
Like a
Shuffled off to the
stiff
side.
breeze was going to take him down.
Yeah.
You made me do this.
You did this to you.
Then we have Seth. You back up.
Take another shot.
At the closest one?
Mhm.
Okay.
Better.
9.
9 is a miss, unfortunately. Shot goes wide.
So for those with low bonuses, if you can spend your full round attacking, you can take 2 shots. They're technically at -4, but if you're just trying to get a high roll, that might help.
So, then we have Silverkit. You're back up.
I think I'm just going to have to spend the full round closing the distance to... We'll go right next to that yellow circular barrel.
Right there.
Here.
Closer to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And take cover behind that.
All right. Karelle.
All right.
Gonna continue bashing this guy with your
Wing
solar staff?
Yeah, so that's 19.
19 hits.
There
Absolutely.
you go. Speaking of stiff breezes and crumpling,
So
Right?
6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Another crack. Blood out of the ears. This guy's dead.
slow walk across
Slowly
the
get
landing day.
Tish.
So I can move 60 in a round if I just move, yeah?
Yep.
10.
Well,
But are you
stasis.
prone?
I can get up from prone.
Yeah, we're that's a Yosoki thing.
Oh,
If you're
neat.
prone, you can get up as a swift action.
Sweet. Just
5.
It's part of our moxie.
35, 40,
We can also like
55.
go
60.
through somebody's space with normal speed. We don't have to take the double. We just be like, excuse me.
Come.
We're gonna move. What is this? So 5, 15,
Another 5.
30.
20. Plus 10, 30. Yeah.
45.
Exactly. Yeah.
50. We'll
55.
go here.
Okay. Twitch.
some light cover.
Let's see if I can actually ever hit this guy.
4 times the charm, as they say.
You didn't ask if you could hit him. You just asked if you could roll above 10.
I can't.
Do you have another dice?
That is a different die.
Oh, okay. What'd you
I
get?
rolled a 7 this time, so it'd be a 9.
Do you have another hand?
Literally, I've rolled a 2 and like a 5 and like a 7 and like a 3, and I'm using a different die every time.
You gotta use somebody else's dice.
Apparently, yeah.
Does Lance say the leave
Don't
one?
use mine.
Face your hand.
Okay.
Alright, and
So, the lot of you, you see one of these downside kings get cut down by Pulah, and then you hear Silverkit, the downside king closest to you, put his finger. You hear like a sharp whistling sound, and you see that the lot of them begin 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Again, it looks like retreating out of the docking bay.
Days you wish you had a grenade.
10, 15, 20, 25.
escape.
Okay, Pulah's turn. He shouts, "Where are you going? We were having such good talk." And Seth. It looks like you've got enough time, Seth, to do one thing, to take your turn before these guys are gone for good.
Okay.
Murder seems like the best option.
You'd say that anyway.
Not if they hadn't shot at me.
Well, yeah, but that's like top 3 of like ways to disarm the situation. Literally disarm it.
really works as an AoE.
Like Will Ferrell
At
in
least tag one.
The House.
The house.
I don't know if it's
There's
The
a
House.
film,
It's a comedy
The
where they're
House
trying to
or
pay
it's
for
a
his
casino thing.
daughter to go to
Oh,
college, so
okay.
they start this underground casino in their house, and his thing, he's the butcher, he'll chop people's hands off.
Nice. Got 3 of them trying to run.
Well, one of them's already gone.
Ah.
I guess try to close the distance and get a shot off.
Parting shot.
I don't want to use my one other spell slot for the day.
Okay.
Ten, 15, 20, 35, 40.
Is this like D&D where you can take a penalty to shoot
Nice.
like a next level range?
No.
Or is it just if it's outside of the range, it's outside of the range?
There
Hey.
you go. 18 to hit this guy.
That hits.
Okay. I do a d4. 2 force damage.
Greenfell.
Tag him.
And it counts as magic damage.
How much damage?
2.
2. So you're able to tag this guy in the back, and you see that, and he sort of like stumbles but continues to run. And it looks like those 2 downside kings beat feet down the corridor, and they are gone. Just as you begin to hear what sounds like security sirens, weep, 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 and the docking bay begins flooding in with what look like law enforcement officials and emergency services technicians.
Okay.
Before they get in there, I turn my staff back into a
A
motive
motive
light.
light.
Definitely put my gun away.
When I hear that noise, I would sprint over here and see if he has any money on him.
Okay.
Quick! Save the money!
We'll resolve that.
Well, no, because I can pop
Next time.
that in my cheek.
That's true.
I'm just imagining, like, emergency services staring at you, noticing the bulge, and like, sir?
Well, it's just kind of a natural pouch there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the bulge is always there.
So we're going to need to see your bulge.
I just
Oh,
make
well.
use of
No.
You did this.
Ooh.
This is your fault.
Is emergency services in quotation marks?
Emergency servicing. You read it wrong.
it. Most of the letters
God
are the
damn
same.
it.
Fantastic.
Most of them.
So will we get to come back to this?
If you'd like.
Yeah.
I would
Not
like,
just because we
they're
spent
fun
money on it,
characters.
but I actually like it too. So
I would like ranged to be less terrible.
Good luck.
No, I mean, I think that's a consequence of dexterity benefits a lot of things, and strength really only benefits
Melee.
combat.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a
Specifically.
benefit to putting stuff into strength versus dexterity.
It's one of the like big changes from your 3.5 versions over to 5th edition.
And it helps prevent the kind of...
Dex God stat problem that
Yeah.
5e kinda has.
Oh yeah, no, like there's no reason at all outside of just character build to ever put anything into strength.
Unless you really, really want to use that like axe.
Yeah.
Or you're going for like a orc crit build in which you want that d12.
or you're a paladin, and then in which case you kind of have to use a sword and use some con.
That's
and
true, yeah.
Strength, because that's what I did with the rainbow paladin. I was like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
I actually need some strength.
Paladin and Barbarian get stuck in there because Barbarian can only get the rage damage bonus to melee attacks, not to ranged.
Yeah.
Although you might be able to get around it with Throne. I'd have to double
The
check.
attack has to use strength.
Yes, that's what it
the,
is.
Throne's weapons still use strength.
Strength, so you're good to go there.
So that's why they get javelins.
Yeah. I need to actually do like a javelin character.
I never scraped together 4,000 credits. I can work on my scythe build.
We'll give it a couple of levels.
Yeah. Well, I need another level to get another feat anyway.
If you,
yeah.
if you live that long.
Yeah. To get the special
so
weapons
far we're
feat,
doing
they'll let me
all
use it.
Oh, it's specialty weapons?
Yeah, it was surprisingly. It's only if your only prerequisite is to be able to use basic melee weapons or small arms, and I have both.
Oh, wow.
And it lets you be proficient with one special melee weapon.
Oh, that's the catch. You get one.
Just one. So that's all I need. It's like when I play in Skyrim and like there's the perk bonuses that go into all of the different kinds of two-handed weapons, but I'm literally only using the same dragon bone scythe the entire game.
So,
I'm never gonna fill out the two-handed tree because the other ones are for great swords and what was it? It's battle axes, great swords, and then there's a third type, and I can't remember what it is.
I don't think I've ever played a two-handed weapon character in Skyrim.
Warhammers.
Same thing.
It's Warhammers.
Ah.
Regular 40k.
Well, it's 40K. There are mods. You can make it happen.